My name is David Ramsey.
My name is McArthur Pettiford.
My name is Stacey Pettiford.
And I am a gospel singer here in Person County. I started singing in a choir here at the church, here at Cedar Grove Baptist Church, when I was 5 years old. And that choir was the junior choir at that time, and my mom was the manager of the choir. And my first song that I sung in the church is "Will My Jesus Be Waiting?" And I remember Mama crying. I got to crying, and she was crying because she was nervous, I guess. I was crying because I was scared. But that was the first song that I sung, "Will My Jesus Be Waiting?" And that's a question today that I'm hoping that he will be waiting for me. And I've been singing, like I said, since I was 5, and I'm now 77 years old. So it's been over a period of some time that I've been singing gospel here in Person County, around just different states. The first group that I actually sung with was the family group, and it was called the Ramsey Trio. And that was my sister and my brother, Leslie and Jasper, and myself. Because they both of them have transitioned on to the other side, and I'm still here, still trying to do the will of the Lord. When I was in the Ramsey Trio, we were still at home, and still just young people coming up, because I'm the second of 7, and my sister was the third. There were just the 3 of us at that time. But then we later on, Lucinda, and then Lillian, Donald, and Brenda was later. They came on later, so they made the 7th. But my brother Jasper never did after he got up a little bit older. He just kind of stopped trying to sing, and but Leslie, she sang until the good Lord called her home. Oh, my mom, she loved singing, and my daddy, he was a singer. But Mom, she sang in the choir, the senior choir here, but she always was my #1 fan. Yeah, she always said, "You can do it." If I thought I couldn't, and then she, "Oh, you can do it." So I guess that's how I started singing and do as well as I do, because I can still hear her saying, "You can do it."
Booker and Ada Pettiford was my parents. To that marriage was 9 children, 7 boys, 2 girls. And out of the 9 siblings, I'm the only one that's left alive. And my parents were good Christian people. They attend church. My father, he played the piano, and we learned from the keys that he taught us by playing the piano. He had a thing that we would talk about, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And each one of us had to match the tune or the sound that came off the piano scale. So once we got the sound that he wanted, we were old enough, my father would call us in. He said, okay, let's go over a song. And one of the reasons he wanted all of us together because he wanted all of his kids to be leaders. And in order to be a member of his group, you had to be a leader. He believed that if a leader, if he supports you in your role, you need to support him in their role as leaders. Now, the leader was just the man out front, but the background was the one that carried the leader, not the leader carrying the background. The background made him look good. But in order to be a good leader, you had to be in control of your song. And my father he was the best at getting the best out of us. When trouble comes in me, God knows I'm always there. He just rescued me. Wave your hands, I know. We could be out in the field working, and if a thought came across his mind about a song, he would sing. We would sing it right there. And he believed in at least 2 or 3 rehearsals a week. He believed that the more you rehearse, the better you get. And every night that we rehearsed, we would always learn a new song. So in his lineup of songs, we had something like 250 songs that we could sing either one at the snap of your finger. As we got older, each one member from another church or something would drop off, and one of the family members would move in. Burley was in the group, Van was in the group, my other brother Roper was in the group, George joined the group. Hasley and Morgan, they chose not to sing with the quartet, but that was okay with Daddy. But if he needed them, he would pull them in there. We were never short of a member. And one of my brothers couldn't go, he would just pick up one of the children, and we would go. There was no such thing as, I want you all ready to go Sunday. He said, Sunday we are going such and such a place. And that was just the way it was. So if one had something else to do, that was okay with him because he would just pick up another child. And so one of his own children. And this is how all 9 of us learned to sing. By listening to him, following him, and knowing his move, what he's going to do, what he's going to say. And my father did not believe in you sitting together when you go to church. One would have to be in one area of the church, one in the other, because he would always start the theme song. And wherever you were, once you hear the sound, when you get up, he only wanted to hear one sound, even though there was a bass, baritone, tenor, first tenor, and fifth tenor. He only wanted to hear one sound. And this is the way that we learn. When I've done all I can do.
Burley Pettiford was my father. He started out singing with his father. So me, I'm more so a 3rd generation singer from that Pettiford family. They say I started singing at the age of 4 in the quarters of the hospital here in Person County.
Yes, I am. But listen to this verse right here.
One of the greatest teachers that I had musically that taught me a lot was the late Wayman Burwell. That guy was he knew music. He knew how to capture an audience, and if you just listen to what he would tell you to do, then you could do it. And because I have a story behind him as far as they had a 4-H talent show here in Person County, and I want to say it was mostly catered to the whites. And so this particular year, I was in the 4-H. Miss Doris Blackwell, who was the 4-H leader in the group that I was in, and so they would have the annual talent show. I was more or less concentrating on doing the R&B, Gladys Knight, stuff from Motown. So when I got the chance to get with Mr. Burwell, of course, he sit back, he just let me sing my song or whatever. And so he then asked me, he says, so what are you going to do about a background? Because I was singing Midnight Train to Georgia or something. I said, well, I don't need no background. He said, you're going to meet me at my house at such and such a day, such and such a time. We'll figure it out. So we get to his house, and so he goes through, he says, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to sing something that's going to cater to what you're doing. He said, this is the audience that you got to work with. And so we took Roger Miller's King of the Road song. Mr. Burwell did a twist to the song, so it sounded entirely different than the original song, and plus he put a little gospel twist into it as well. So the man was a genius, and so we ended up, and I think I was probably the first and the only black person from Person County representing that 4-H that we went all the way to the nationals, and we won the whole thing.
Now, as I got older and grew up and called myself grown, I wanted to expand my singing with different people.
When my father got older, they didn't sing as much. So was born the Mighty Gospel Travelers. And we needed somebody that could tenor, could do a first tenor and fifth tenor. We heard David singing with his sisters. And so I said, to ask my brother, I said, brother, he would be a good guy. I said, I know David, been knowing David, we've been in school together. I said, we need to put him in. If we're gonna organize this group, get it together, we need him. David was with us from day one, and he's still with us. He could lead, he can still lead, he could sing tenor, then he brought his bass guitar with him.
Now in this group there were McArthur Pettiford, Burley Pettiford, Freddie McGee, Victor Hester, James Lunsford, Michael Whitfield. At that time, little Stacey, he was just a small boy. He was in the group, and myself that made up the Mighty Gospel Travelers. We just kind of got together, and somebody said, well, let's get so-and-so, see if they want to come. So that's how we end up, word of mouth. And we ended up getting a bunch of guys that wanted to sing. So we decided to sing together, and Freddie McGee was playing lead guitar. Michael Whitfield was playing lead guitar. I was playing bass guitar. Michael was singing the top part when Freddie was leading. When Michael was leading the song, Freddie was singing the top part. I sang second part and the top part whenever one of them, or whenever both of them were leading, or something like that. We just switched the parts around. James Lunsford could sing all three parts. Vic Hester, he was the bass man. Burley was baritone singer. And Mac, he was a lead singer. And he sung the top sometime on some songs, and is very talented as a lead singer, as a songwriter, and stuff like that. But a bunch of guys that loved to sing, it was no effort. All you had to do was learn the song, sing your part. That was all you had to do.
David had a way with him, a zeal with him, that he loved music, and no song was too hard for him to sing. This is what we wanted. We didn't want anybody to say, okay, we want to sing this. Well, I can't get it. If it was like that, they couldn't sing with us. So then, sometime during the process of the Mighty Gospel Travelers, then there was the Mighty Gospel Traveler Junior that branched off from the Mighty Gospel Travelers. So there was Stacey, Dean, Beverly, Montrell, and Richardson.
And so at some point, my two sisters and I formed a group, which they named the Soul Travelers. So you had the Mighty Gospel Travelers, and my sisters and myself became the Soul Travelers. And so we would travel with my dad's group on different programs, and sometimes we'd be on there, and sometimes we would just be traveling. So we saw a lot and heard a lot, and the funny thing is that we would come back to the house, and when the parents wasn't there, then we get in the living room and we'd be marketing the groups that were singing. So I really don't know how the three of us ended up forming a group. I don't know whether it was my dad's idea or whatever, but like I said, we three sung together for a little while there. So as I got older, then they moved me up to the bigger group, which was the Mighty Gospel Travelers. It was something that I looked forward to. With being in school all week long, I just couldn't wait for the weekend to get here, because I knew that, I was going to get a chance to sing.
Oh, we I guess sang in every church here in Person County, especially black churches and some white churches. But we would go around and be on anniversaries, choir anniversaries, group anniversaries at different churches here in Person County and out of the county, out of the state, or whatever. If we got invited, then that's where we went.
Burley, he said, I want you to train Stacey. I want you to take Stacey, and I want Stacey to follow you. I want you to teach him how to lead, because if he want to lead, he needs to know how to handle his songs. Okay, so that's how Stacey got started.
He's the one that more so after singing with him and watching, because I used to watch him, and that was more so like an idol. A lot of what I did, I actually learned by watching him. Even with the, if you were to put a song on tape and he leading it, or either I leading it at in the earlier days, or as I formed, then you really couldn't tell the difference in the voices, and so a lot of my learning about singing, I just learned by watching him. my other uncle, Roby Pettiford, which I never had the chance to meet. But of course, if you were to look at the pictures, then you'll see the similarity. And just by talking with my uncles, the style that he had and the style that I had was very similar. My uncle said the only difference in his style of singing was that, I like to move around, but he stood flat-footed and sung.
Then after the Mighty Gospel Travelers, after I went into the ministry and I left Roxborough, the Mighty Gospel Travelers, they kind of laid back. They really didn't stop singing because some of them joined the church choirs and just kept singing. But from the Mighty Gospel Travelers, Brent Stahl was the Gospel Supremes.
And that was James, Michael, and myself. And we sung together, just the three of us, for years, recorded some. And we traveled from state to state and had kind of success in just the three of us. And later, Stacey, he joined the group and he became our lead singer. And then later on, Wallace Hedspeth joined the group. When he came to the group, man, he came with a bunch of experience about gospel music, and he played the guitar. And when he came, Michael was still playing lead. So Wallace took over the bass. That left me a chance to move up front more, help with the lead and not having to deal with playing the bass. And that was a relief as well. And we sung together until, for years and years.
With our song, and we hope that you love us as much as we love you, 'cause we all must be.
David was, I want to say, my right hand man. I knew that if I was singing with, it didn't matter who I was singing with. If David was in the background, I didn't have to worry about anything because he would handle that. Business. I did that. That was just the right hand man.
When you get somebody that really love to sing gospel, when they put all they got into it, I mean, it's hard to beat. I just love to be around people that just love to sing it and play it. Mac and myself, we remain good friends, and I talk to him sometimes 2-3 times a month. He calls me and I call him, and we still good friends. I mean, it's just a relationship that has grown over the years. it's just been a good life for me, and enjoying gospel music and being a part of gospel music here in Person County. And again, like I said, throughout the state and surrounding states, we had the opportunity to spread the good news with gospel music, and I'm still today, right today, trying to still spread the good news. I now sing in a group, Just Us Guys. Wallace Hedspeth and myself organized that group, and we just got together a bunch of young men that love to sing and love gospel music, and we got together and organized that group called Just Us Guys. We never did give it a name, really. And right today, if you want us to sing, come sing for you, just contact Just Us Guys. And most of the time, we'll try to get there. But Lord has dipped into this group as well and called, Coach, Brother James Lunsford. He passed on. Brother Wallace Hedspeth has passed on. But I'm willing to go every time I get called. I try to go and try to do the best I can, but the Lord's been good to me, and I sometimes I get kind of filled up talking about it. How good He's been, and He's continuing to take care of me day by day, and hoping that we're doing some good, touching somebody to turn them around, let them know the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life.